They can hear it too. I'll have to add that in post. I want to do that.
Why do you suck? Why sucks? Why Dan sucks? Why Dan sucks?
And welcome to the Dan Sucks podcast. How is everybody doing? What number is this? I don't know because I didn't do my homework.
7.
But we have a very special guest for this
7.
podcast. It's not 7. We've done more than 7.
7.
We have a very.
This one's also number 7, even if we've already done it. Just to make it more confusing.
What's the number 7 on the bowel movement scale? It's pretty bad.
Oh yeah, that's this one.
Actually, 7 I think is the max. I think it's 1 to 7.
Yeah,
is the scale.
That's this one then.
It's this one, just
Yeah.
pure water.
Gross.
Just straight up liquidy. It's now a 7. I don't know what episode this is, but this episode is titled Peter Cullen because he has a very special guest on this podcast. We had an interview with him a while ago, but we banked it. We were waiting for the perfect time. Right now, we are streaming this podcast live. Hello, everybody. So we might be taking questions later, so be prepared to answer those questions.
So this one can be number 7 because it's Prime.
Yes.
See, I had it.
Turn on. I need the soundboard. Oh my god, I can't. What?
Come on, we're hanging on to
what are we
that
doing, though?
joke for too long.
I don't. Applause.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh god, that's amazing.
If you're gonna use your phone, you need to turn off the.
Yeah, I need to make it always on. Can you? Yeah, this is it's you know the phones, so I trust you to do it.
Exactly where it is.
So we had a few things that we're doing this on Twitch right now because part of this podcast is gonna be video game related because I recently got back from E3. Are you looking for my options?
Yep.
You got them. Okay, cool. Is it always on?
Yeah, I just turned auto lock to.
You'll
want to switch that back later so you don't lose your battery.
Yeah, iPhones, everybody. Well, no, I had that on my old phone because when I was recording sound before I got all this mixer stuff, I turned that on so that it wouldn't shut off in the middle like 5 minutes later. It's like it's a 30-minute interview, but I only got 5 minutes of it. Because why? Why not? Why wouldn't I get more?
Oh, see, now we're gonna get direct feedback about our bad jokes.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's a great thing. Dirty Talk 26. Thank you for that, host. We are. Yeah. So I got back from E3 about a week ago. Just over a week ago.
After it ended.
Yeah, after it ended. I didn't stay like for very long.
Probably not.
I actually left the last day before everything ended.
Quitter.
Not a quitter. I had to drive back. It was like a 9-hour drive.
Well, you could have stayed around, and any of the free stuff that they had lying around still, they probably would have just shoved in your free Assassin's Creed backpack that you got.
I got a real Assassin's Creed backpack.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's very thin, but there's also a zipper on the bottom that makes it wider if you put more stuff in it.
One.
I'm sorry, I didn't. Everybody was saying that. I was like, I got one. Because it was on the last day.
Yeah.
And I went and played Syndicate.
Yeah, but
still.
What?
Yeah, but what?
Still.
All right, new segment. I don't know. I had nothing in mind. I just wanted to push the button. That's really loud. Like the applause was super quiet, and that one's really loud. But welcome. So, welcome to the Dan Sucks podcast. This is a podcast for all you guys hearing for this for the first time. Go listen to more of it. Go to tvpstudios.net/DanSucks, and you can hear all the other episodes.
Or don't. It's up to you.
It's called advertising, not anti-advertising, Terry.
Maybe I'm trying to use reverse psychology. Like, don't do it. We don't care.
Because people do
They'll be like, oh yeah, well... I'm going to go do it in your face.
In your face. I'm going to show that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to show that guy. So did you have any questions? Because I know this was your interview. Like I'm gonna interview. This was your idea. I'm going to interview about E3. So I was wondering if you were curious.
I just thought it would be funny to have you on your own show as a guest.
Interviewed?
I'm like, so we have a special guest today. Never been a guest before on Dan Sucks. Dan from Dan Sucks. How's it going?
Yeah. So
I just thought that would be funny.
Yeah, and it is. But like, so, do you want me to start by just talking about what happened?
Yeah. What'd you do? What'd you see? Stuff.
So when I got to LA, which was on Monday, because the expo started on Tuesday. I got there Monday night. I stayed in Chinatown. Very interesting. It's a very interesting thing in LA because it is it's basically like they took a piece out of Hong Kong, put it in LA. But with that being said, the food was excellent.
Yeah,
I went out and got some amazing food.
Oh yeah, the best Chinese food.
Yeah,
in San Francisco
was so great.
In like some basement in Chinatown. It was the best.
What's that place called?
I don't know.
It's like dim sum and stuff, right?
I don't know. The sign's in Chinese.
That's how you know it's authentic, right?
And there's
you
no
can't
white
read
people
it.
there.
Yeah, okay. As long as there's no white people in the kitchen,
right?
I'm fine. White people there, that's what.
Yeah, but I mean, whenever we went, it was. Yeah, this place has got.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was great.
We don't normally talk about race on this, but it is being.
Yeah, we don't like that.
We have live audience laughing at jokes. we have two different feedbacks going on right now. We got stream feedback going on and live feedback going on. So we know if we suck.
Nice.
We're gonna know right away. Not the one download I get every week.
Right.
That's not gonna tell me I suck. This is gonna tell me I suck. So hold on, I gotta like that. So what did I do? Oh, so I went and got some great food. A lot of the people that I was going with, since I was brought there by Prima Games, which is the company that I freelance for, they gave me the badge. Like, here you go. As long as you get there, we'll have fun. And I was like, so what are you guys doing?
Show up.
I was like, what are you guys doing? I was like, oh, I think we have a company dinner tonight, but we should hang out. Do that. So I went and got my own food. It was
we have a company
delicious.
dinner that you're not invited to.
Well, I'm not with the company, so it makes sense.
I guess yeah.
I'm not with the company. It makes sense, but so I got some great food. Then I just kind of just hung out at the hotel. It was a very whatever hotel out in the middle of nowhere. I was like, it was last minute. It's like last minute. It was the only thing that was available. It was a couple miles from the. Like, I'm just gonna book. So I got it, and we went, and then so that was nice. That was okay and everything. And I woke up the next morning, went early to get my badge, and found out that because it was a Prima Games badge, I had exhibitor access.
Nice.
Which meant I could go on the floor if I wanted.
Nice.
Even before it opened. So I went in, I took video. You can find that on my YouTube, actually. I did a video and a blog that went onto primagames.com, and I did most of the video that day. But I also got like 12 hours worth of footage. So I did that. I shot a bunch of stuff, and then it opened, and I got to see the floor, and with all the people on it, it was absolutely nuts. It wasn't Comic-Con status. Actually, it was a lot nicer than Comic-Con status, which is going on this weekend.
Nice.
But you can
obviously we're
not there.
No.
But you can actually walk around and had space to like move your arms, stuff on the floor. I was like, that is amazing. It felt so good.
It's pretty good.
So I went to chat with some of the Prima Games guys as they got there, and they were super cool. Our booth was super awesome. It was just big red pillars with Fallout stuff all over the place and Batman stuff all over the place and all kinds of crazy goodness.
Did people come up to you for information? How do I get it? Because you guys do guides. Thanks.
Yes, I gave you an applause, not a boo. That was good because I didn't get it right away. I was like, wait a minute. But
it's like, oh, the Prima booth. I guess they'll have a map.
There was a lot of, hey, can I buy one of these books? Sorry. Go online. Go to any store that sells video games, and you can find one of our books. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, when I went to the office with you that one time, like, can I buy any of these books? And like, no.
No, what book did you want? We could.
I mean, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. You have Dragon Age books that I got you.
Yeah.
And then
I do still want to get that whole
book.
big Zelda. Has all of them.
It's
cool.
don't think we have any of those because I think all the really special ones, they sell out. And we don't have any in the however, I did get the Dragon Age special edition.
Right.
That was
cool.
But that was cool, and I got to work on it, so that was something that I was
benefits of working on it.
Yeah. And so that was pretty much the first couple hours. The first day it opens at 12, so it opens pretty late in the day. It goes till 5. It's a very short day, 5-hour day.
Did you get any of the big show things?
No, because they don't allow everybody in there. I think you have to be part of the media team, which means you have to have a media badge. 3 different badges: expo badge, exhibitor badge,
media
badge, which I got to see a lot of the Nerdist consultants, like Malik Forte and Dan, last name
somebody else,
another Dan, not this Dan, another Dan. And they were doing all kinds of cool stuff. I saw what's her face, the other one that's part of that Nerdist crew.
I don't know.
The one who was on G4.
Nope.
Totally blanking on names. I woke up like an hour ago.
We heard that.
Because I've been doing what you guys have missed since the last time we talked about this on the podcast. The last time we talked and you listened. I have been doing streaming. I've been streaming a lot. So I've been streaming for almost 3 months now. We're streaming now. This is the first time I ever streamed the podcast, so it's absolutely it's a good experience. I love it.
Might do it in the future.
Probably gonna do it in the future. I think
probably definitely.
Well, I mean, it's great having an actual audience to talk to and stuff.
Well, we get feedback directly,
almost immediately. Yeah. Right? It's great. So that was the first couple hours, and then what happened next actually blew my mind.
Did it?
Oh, you did it again. Sorry, it's okay. We can talk over it. But what happened next?
Since I don't have headphones on,
he's not listening to it.
Yeah.
He has access to headphones. He's just not wearing them.
I'm just.
But what happened next actually blew my mind. So, with that, I was walking around with some of the guys that I went with, and some guys that I haven't seen in a very long time. So we were hanging out. And we were walking, and we saw the EA booth and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And as we were walking back to the Prima booth, because we're like, oh, we saw everything, let's go hang out back at the Prima booth. They walked a little bit ahead of me. I was on my phone, and then I saw somebody at the corner of my eye, and I was like, I can't who I think it is. And I tried to get their attention. But I was like, oh, I gotta go see who it is. And I totally ditched them, not knowing that I wasn't gonna come back. Because who I ran into was Tiger Rider, and Tiger Rider is a huge, huge caster here on Twitch. And I ran into Tiger Rider, who was hanging out with Obizianka, who is another amazing, lovely lady on Twitch. And she was hanging out with Walt Terminator and Scarfino and Death Sculpt, who are all partners on Twitch, and they all do amazing things. I was like, what the hell did I just walk into? It's like a posse of these great, great streamers who have hundreds of people in their chat at all times. So I'm like, okay, I'm amongst celebrities right now, and so they're like, hey, you want me to take a picture of you and Tiger? It's like, sure, why not? So we took a picture.
You're like, one of these
days, Alice.
No, I mean,
no, I know. So I hung out. I was like, hey, so can I get a picture of how you doing? Blah blah blah. We chatted like you do when you see a celebrity that you. Except for this wasn't like a celebrity that millions of people know.
Yeah, all the time when I see.
You do at Comic-Con.
Like, oh, hey, what's up?
You do at Comic-Con. You've never said hi to a celebrity.
No, not really. Well, no, actually, we kept walking by Felicia Day all the time.
We did
last time we were there.
We did walk by Felicia
Day. It's
like
every time we saw her on the street, like, hey.
And she would say, hey, back. Like, yeah, we're like buds.
Ran into you 10 times. Stop following me.
We did the last year we were there, which was last year. We saw her quite a few times. It was pretty excellent. So with that being said, I met them, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go get lunch. Do you want to go with us?" I was like,
You're like, yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
I just ate an hour ago, but
I will eat lunch 2 times.
I will definitely eat. So we went to this place called Tom's. We asked who Tom was. He's some guy in the middle of Arizona.
Okay.
And
Sure.
we went to Tom's, and we got like this weird ass. It was like American food, but
Huh.
the drinks there, like somebody ordered ordered a WTF, which was red wine, Coors Light, and whiskey
Okay.
in
yeah,
a drink.
I understand how that could be called that.
It was WTF and then smiley face.
Right.
That was that was on the menu. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we went to the restaurant, we ate, and like I was blown out of the water because Tiger Rider and another guy called Santa, who is part of High Res Gaming, picked up the tab, and we're like,
Okay.
"You don't have to do that, dude. What are you doing?" I was like, "You don't have to do that."
I could have paid for my own food, but thank you because I'm poor.
Right. I was like, you guys are famous and stuff, so thank you. Hi, Jeremy. I'm Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm not Dan.
Not Dan. Dan and not Dan. Where was I? Oh, we went to lunch, and
Right.
they're like, "Hey, so we're gonna go walk around the floor some more. You want to come?" I was like, "Sure." So we did that. We had basically the regular con experience, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Hey, do you have an invitation to the Twitch party tonight?" And I was like, "No, I'm not partnered." I don't know if they knew that or not. They knew I was a caster, and they knew I streamed all the time, but I'm brand new to it, as you guys know. Perez isn't right. No, different guy. Or we're getting questions live for all the people listening at home in the recordings. We're getting questions live, so we're probably going to answer those, and I'll probably reiterate the question so you guys can hear it. Jeremy was asking if this was high res from Smite. No, this was high res from. It's actually, I think it's a Twitch team, the Twitch company, or that works with. And so, what's it called? Oh, so he was like, just get an invite to the Twitch party, and
Right.
I was like, no, I'm not partnered. He's like, oh, but you are a caster, right? I was like, yeah. It's like, and they actually, I don't know what they did, but they're like, go back to your hotel, change. We're all gonna get showered and stuff. Meet us at our hotel, and we'll see what happens.
Even if you weren't a caster, the answer is yes. When they said, "Oh, you're a caster," even if the if the actual answer was no, you would say yes,
not
and then
that I
you
would
would
lie.
start casting as soon as you got home. So it's not a lie.
Not that I would, yeah, exactly. But not that I would lie straight to their faces. But I was a caster, and I really absolutely love doing it. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I do all this stuff. I'm not very big yet, so no, I'll probably go next year. And they're like, well, go to your hotel, get cleaned up, changed, get ready for a party or something, like just in case.
And then you were like, what do you mean I'm wearing right now? They were like,
I was wearing like t-shirt and a short. Not wearing nice. But they were like, oh, we're all gonna go back and shower and like get ready and stuff. And they're like, meet us at the hotel. So I took an Uber, my very first Uber.
Was it?
Yeah. It was kind of Uber.
Yeah.
I took my very first Uber back to the hotel.
Isn't that kind of like hitchhiking, but you have to pay them?
Yeah, but you get to call them on your app.
Yes.
You just push a button and come.
Their app should be like
But it's not hitchhiking.
It kind of.
Isn't hitchhiking just like a
Yeah, but it's
taxi
just
ride
like-
that's free? Can't
it's
you just
just-
turn it around like that?
No, I mean, it's just like some dude comes and picks you up in the car and then you give him money.
But you don't even have to give him money. It does it all on your phone.
Yeah, but I mean that's not the point. Point is that it's just like some
But
dude who comes in.
why would you like associate that to hitchhiking instead of a taxi?
I don't know. Taxis are like official.
Well, they have official sticker
Oh,
on their windshield.
Wow.
They have an official sticker on their windshield.
Well,
It has a U.
Yeah, I have underestimated apparently.
Say yes, go to the hotel, have your first cast. Yes, Jeremy's right on it.
Right, yeah.
It's hilarious. So we did that. I went back. They're like, hey, so I emailed. I won't drop her name, but emailed one of the girls who used to be a caster herself and now works for Twitch, who happens to be in San Francisco, very close to us.
So if you know who that is, then
You'll know who it is.
Right.
Oh, no,
Anyway.
I don't think you'll know who it is. I don't want to drop her name because we're on the recorded podcast.
yeah, proceed.
But she's a really cool girl, and so she hooked it up. She was like, "Hey, you're a caster. Come on in. You got friends with these partners that make us like they make us famous because of how good they are."
Yeah.
And So like, come on in. They slapped a bracelet on me. It said Twitch VIP. And when I got there, it was a party. That was on the bottom floor. It was general access. Anybody can go there, but it was Xbox sponsored. So Xbox invited a bunch of people to party with them.
Right.
And then Twitch was VIP, so we had the whole upstairs, and I saw all kinds of amazing casters like Cobalt Streak, obviously Tiger Rider, and I saw Grimmy Bear. I met a whole bunch of casters. I saw Dodger, who was used to be with Nerdist and now does her own cast and YouTube stuff, and it relationship with Strippin from the Yogscast, which is huge on Twitch. I mean, not Twitch. Well, they're kind of big on Twitch, but they're huge on YouTube. They're one of the big Let's Player companies. I saw Chloe Dykstra, as you remember, Chris Hardwick's ex-relationship.
Right, and that picture that Jeremy took likes to talk about because it got to the front page.
Yeah, so our friend Jeremy, not Jeremy Fox, who's out right now, but our friend Jeremy and our partner in TVP Studios took a picture of Chloe Dykstra in her Borderlands. I think it was like a Tiny Tina.
I think so.
Cosplay, and like somehow they must have Googled it or something and found it, and they put that picture like a year later for the next Comic-Con on their main page, and Jeremy like freaked out.
Yeah, because he was like, I was drunk and don't remember taking that picture, but it came out really good, and they used it for their front page. So that was nice.
That was a funny experience too, because I knew who it was, and I was like speechless. I was like, oh, Terry. I mean, not Jeremy. Do you know who you just took a picture of?
That was actually before I knew you.
It was. That was the day we met.
It was.
It was the day we met.
And yes, Jeremy, it was all Doritos and Mountain Dew, so you got double XP.
Double XP. Hashtag YOLO, bro. Oh, Jeremy Fox, thank you for that follow. Wait. That was creepy as hell.
Let's move on.
I creeped myself out for that one.
Yeah, let's move on.
So I was like, hey, do you know who we just took a picture of? Like, I did it like 10 minutes later because I was like,
right.
I was like speechless for a little bit, and she walked away at that point. And I was like, that was Chloe Dykstra. He was like, no way. I thought she just had an awesome costume. Well, she did. She's a professional cosplayer. But
like that too, but also the other thing.
Also Chloe Dykstra. And at that point she was at that point she was dating Chris Hardwick. So I was like,
right.
And at that point I was like Chris Hardwick fanboy.
At that point?
At that point.
Or still?
I still like him and I still respect him, but I'm not like in love with him anymore. Okay.
You guys broke up in your mind?
We broke up in my mind. We had a relationship. It was nice.
Right.
But, you know.
After he pointed out Jay's.
Yeah. Yeah. There's another connection. If you guys don't know, on The Tonight Show, right after Comic-Con last year, Chris Hardwick went on and had a framed picture of another person on our podcast network named Jay, who goes by Short Nerdy Guy, who is going to Comic-Con right now.
With Jeremy, actually.
With
They're
Jeremy.
going tomorrow.
Yes, right.
Jay might be there now, but anyways, they'll be there. So I guess look out for that if you want.
So our friend Jay did this awesome cosplay, which was like, it was a Man of Steel version. He had Nerdist logo, Nerdist colors, like bright yellow and red, and just booth and everything. The section over at what you do, and they took pictures with them and they put them on the YouTube page, and he took a picture from their podcast and brought a framed picture of that onto the Tonight Show. And it feels pretty obvious that they did it just to point out that he wasn't wearing a cup, and you can totally see the outline of his penis. Yeah,
and we all noticed it there, but none of us had the heart to.
Did we not tell him?
We didn't tell him.
Oh my god.
But it's fine because it got his picture on the Tonight Show, so
yeah, so might as well. He had fun. The time we saw him, if we would have told him, he probably wouldn't have been on the Tonight Show.
He probably wouldn't. He probably would have worn a cup after that.
Right, because it was right before the picture got taken, actually.
Right, so it's probably better that we didn't tell him.
Yes.
But that shit goes to show you kids, show your penis and get on.
So this has
or at least the outline of it.
Turned into a circus because I got distracted.
Right.
Hearing. But because I got distracted by Comic-Con stuff, there's all kinds of stuff happening right now that is blowing my mind. But back to E3. So we went to the Twitch party. Like I said, it was Xbox and Twitch. They had a bunch of people there. A lot of people that I followed, which was very surreal. like I've been around celebrities and not felt that starstruck until I saw these Twitch casters.
But then you did see somebody there who I'm super jealous. But that was later. You'll get to
T.
it.
Martin. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I had to recollect.
Right.
I saw T. Martin and a whole bunch of amazing people. The Twitch party was excellent. It was an open bar. It was fantastic. I don't drink, but if I did, I would have had.
Started.
I could have started
for free
very easily for free. So that was fun. And that lasted until like 3 a.m, and then we met some Russian dudes outside, and that was another.
This is a problem with the open bar is if you don't drink, I mean, you can start, but you're not going to get as much use out of the open bar as somebody who might drink a lot and has a higher tolerance.
Yeah, it just means you're going to get drunk really fast for free.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad? Would you rather?
I mean, it's kind of the same.
Is it better to get more drinks from the open bar and take full advantage of it, or
all that means to me is that you're going to waste less money.
True.
That's all that means to me. You're
going to waste
faster.
less money either way.
But less money than like somebody who drinks all the time.
In the long run, though, you're going to waste less money than somebody who drink.
Oh yeah. So I had Red Bulls,
right,
water, and Pepsi,
and Doritos and Mountain Dew.
Doritos and Mountain Dew, and I got double XP, and I was level.
Yeah.
I was leveled up. Open bar, that smooth glass of water. It was delicious glass of water.
It was so good. It was the best water you've ever had.
Yeah, it was glacial water. And so that was great. I mean, we hung out till 3 a.m. I made great friends with all kinds of people. And we still are friends to this day, even though it hasn't been that long, but we still keep connected, and we made some good. So the next day,
everybody's jelly, bro.
Everybody's jelly. I would have been jelly of myself.
Yeah.
So the next day was less eventful, but I still got to hang out with a lot of cool people. I hung out with a friend of mine who is another Prima freelancer who goes by the name of Will from Boot Up Gaming. He's a
probably
caster as
his name. Maybe he just goes by Will. Name something.
Hey Steve, no, it's Will. No, but it's birth certificate. No, it's.
So in response to Jeremy, is there a way to socially pass out?
Yeah, you can socially pass out. But I don't think that's what he's saying.
No, I know. It's just a third option.
He says depends. To what we were saying earlier, he says depends whether you want to socially drink or pass out. So
right.
Socially drink is a common term for have like 1 or 2 beers.
Right. But if you don't drink a lot, 1 or 2 beers might be too much.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It depends on your tolerance. I used to drink, so it's not like. I mean, does that all go away? I don't think it does.
You're kind of thin.
I'm very thin. Like I am dangerously. So, and I don't think I would have gotten drunk. I don't get drunk that easily.
Though if you did,
my blood tells me, my Native American and Mexican blood tells me, drink all you want. You're not gonna.
You should. It would be really funny though if you did drink a lot and pass out, and then you woke up and you had like penises drawn on your face, and then you could have another story about how, all these big Twitch, streamers or casters rather.
They casted penises on my face.
Yeah, exactly. That would be funny.
I would have had another experience, but I probably wouldn't have continued to be friends with them because they wouldn't have respected me.
Yeah, do they respect you now?
I hope they do. I mean, we got raided a couple times by some of these big casters, and that was fun. So the next day I hung out with Will. I got to play some Star Wars Battlefront, which was fun. I got to play some Assassin's Creed, Syndicate. I got to play this new game. It's another game from Bethesda called.
It's not
Warcry.
Fallout 4.
It's not Fallout 4. So it's called Warcry. It's a multiplayer game. It's a lot like Team Fortress 2, but also like the classes are very, very different. So you have to play your class very specifically in order to. I actually wrote about that in the article that's on Prima. So go check that out.
Is that the one where you get to like? Never mind.
No,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know anything about making weapons.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I know I'm talking about something, but I don't.
Yeah. No. Making.
I don't know. Is it the one where there's like a bunch of different kinds of classes, like with guns and swords and
bows.
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it's set in China.
Or something.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they showed it at the Bethesda
yeah.
announcement thing.
Yeah, it's the thing that I was thinking of.
Okay, yeah. Get to make weapons?
I don't
know.
I'm not sure.
We didn't get to that part.
Maybe I
played,
just thought
played
that would be a cool idea.
You're like, this should happen, so now I'm going to think it happened.
Right. The game hasn't come out yet.
No, anything could happen. So I played that, and I got to see
What the hell is that?
Sorry, I almost said Borderlands. I don't know what. But please don't do. So we got to talk about that, and I went to see Battleborn, which was basically a big scale version of Borderlands, but multiplayer and kind of like a MOBA. It was very strange, very cool.
Okay.
And that day we went to dinner in West Hollywood. I got to hang out with some of the Prima Games guys, and we had a lot of fun. That was quite an uneventful day, but that was the day I got like the full expo experience. Like Comic-Con, you got to walk the floor enough times to see everything. You got to go see all the booths. I went to the Nintendo, the Xbox, the Morpheus booth, and it was absolutely fantastic. But the next day, so the final day, I went and I met up back with the Twitch guys I found, or I met, and with the Tiger Rider and Santa. I was like, hey, what's up, guys? What you guys doing? Later on, Scarfino and I
They were like, get out of here, kid. You're bothering me. Get away, kid.
Later, after Scarfino and I split off, and Scarfino had a list of things he wanted to go see, and I was filming and stuff. I was like, let's go do them all. And he was like, all right, let's go do them. And then, so we went to the Ubisoft booth. Got to watch some of the professional dancers play Just Dance.
Uh-huh.
And on stage and stuff. That was super fun. And then we went to play Rainbow Six Siege, which is going to be an excellent show. I got to sit over the shoulder of Scarfino while he played it, and it was absolutely amazing because it felt like old Rainbow Six, like Raven Shield in Vegas and stuff. Sure. You didn't play those games.
Nope.
So that was fun.
I played a Splinter Cell game once.
The next game we played, which it comes to the part where you're excited about. The next game we played was a game I think you would love. So it's called For Honor. I don't know if you saw any trailers for it. It's called For Honor, and it's a tactical multiplayer sword fighting game.
Okay.
So it's like a 6-on-6. Have your little minions. But you have to go capture flags that you have to capture and dominate them. But it's sword fighting in the sense of have these 3 ticks that you have to use thumbstick roll like on character, and where you're pointing, where you're going to defend or attack. Okay. So if somebody's going to attack you and it shows which direction they're coming, you have to be pointing that way in order to.
Right.
Or you have to point where they're not defending from attack them.
Right.
So it's Ubisoft, so the graphics are and you can either be a crusader, a Viking, or a samurai.
Right. Okay, yeah. I do remember seeing that one. That does look really cool.
It looks really and we played it. It was super. I didn't get to have any footage, so I can't show you guys that, but it was absolutely amazing.
There's footage on it online.
Yeah, there's a playthrough on. That's the map we played and stuff.
Right. Yeah, it does look really cool. I remember seeing the trailer for it and I was like, okay, I'm into this.
It is very cool. Like
well, I was excited because they had like the Crusader whatever, the knight, they were like using the broadsword, and he was actually like grabbing the blade and like using, the sword the way that they would have. Yeah, basically the way that, they would have actually used the sword at the time, and I'm like,
looks
okay.
researched.
I'm down with that. They're doing it right.
And when the character runs, he doesn't sheath. Like he doesn't sheath the sword.
Yeah, why would you?
Because it would take too long to unsheath it.
You don't really sheath the broadsword.
Right.
But yeah, anywho.
But he wasn't like putting it on his back or anything. You didn't see any animation where it's like, what is it attached to? Is it attached to an invisible like harness back there that's just holding it? Yeah, magnets. He's Captain America. But no, he was holding it in his left hand and running with it. And then if he had to do a quick attack, he would just hit somebody with the hilt of his sword because it's quick. You don't have to do anything.
Right, and that's what they would do.
Right, exactly. And
I mean, they had chainmail gloves, so they could grab the blade and whatever.
And I think each faction fights a little different.
Yeah.
So with that, like, comes styles and comes actual tactical skill. And I think you can be really skilled if you want to go into that. But it's going to be very tricky. I think they have to balance it correctly. They want it to be successful, but I think it's going to be. So we'll see. We'll see how it happens. Shinobi's talking about For Honor in chat right now, and I'm reading it, and it sounds like he would be an expert in sword fighting games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's accurate for what I know of
like
European
actual
knights
history
fighting.
Yeah. And it didn't look like the samurais did that because their swords were meant to unsheath pretty quickly.
Right.
So it's like Ubisoft is famous in the gaming industry for being accurate.
Right.
So
I mean,
it looks like they've done their homework.
Except for you can fall 10 stories into a pile of hay and not get hurt, but
I didn't say
is a suspension
accurate.
of disbelief.
I didn't say physics
at some
accurate.
point.
I meant historically.
Right. Okay.
Except for the whole Captain Kidd thing. I don't know how true that was. But it's still fun and still cool.
Right.
So I got to see that. So while I was standing in line for that, we saw this big crowd appear. Yes. We saw this big crowd appear behind us, and we're like, what's going on over there? People taking pictures, like having their cameras above their heads and just taking pictures. There are famous people here that people recognize.
Yeah.
Because one thing about E3 was you don't really know who people are because they're usually behind the scenes people.
Well, and everybody be up in there.
Everybody be up in there. So like for example, we walked by the guys who created Counter-Strike.
Mm-hmm.
And we only knew it was them because we were big. Me and Will were big.
They had a sign
fans.
over them that said, "We created Counter-Strike."
No, but they didn't. That's the point. It's like they didn't have a sign. We didn't know what was going on, but we knew who they were. And it's like those guys are responsible for a lot of shooters, like a lot of like people that taken their ideas and used it in different ways, but nobody knows who they are. We just know them because we've seen these interviews and stuff. So we're like, oh my god, that's amazing. But no, we were in a crowd, or there was a crowd behind us forming, and then all of a sudden the crowd dispersed and people started walking our way. We're like, what's going on? And I whipped the camera out just because, like, I got it. Whoever it is, I got to take a picture. Walking by, the man, Mr. Steven Spielberg, walks by. And I was like, oh, shoot. So all my pictures are blurry because I'm shaking while I'm taking these pictures. And he's walking by, like, super quick, talking to somebody else. And Scorpio's like, dude, you gotta send me those pictures.
Yeah, right.
Because, I mean, how often do you get to see the man, Steven Spielberg?
Well, and then you texted me, and you were like, oh, man, I just saw Steven Spielberg. And I was like, yeah, whatever, Pixar, didn't happen. And then you sent me the pictures,
I took a picture,
I was like, damn
I took a picture of my camera.
It happened. I was kind of hoping you were lying.
Yeah, that was a really awesome experience. That was absolutely crazy. And, we finished out the day and made some really good friends with a lot of indie developers.
Had a lot of laughs and made friends along the way.
Yes. Namely, so I got... So oh. So I got to play a bunch of indie games, and one of them happened to be made by the same guy who made Katamari Namase.
Okay.
Yamase, I don't know how to say this. And it was made by that guy, and then the executive producer who was there, who was also on that project, who all happened to also work on Journey, actually pulled me over and was like, "Hey, if I ask you to do something very weird, can you do it for me? I'll give you a shirt." I was like, "Okay."
You were like, "Yes."
I was like, "Sure, why not?"
I like shirts.
They were like, "Put this hat on, and take a picture next to this block." And not knowing that this was the main character in the game that they were developing, it was a block. He happens to be the mayor of this town, and he wears like a bowler hat, like a black bowler hat, and he has this mustache, like this huge mustache, and it's almost like he's like you're his kid. I was like, "Me a block? No, are you calling me a square?"
A some sort of blockhead to you?
I'm just a blockhead to you.
Anywho, you got a free shirt.
So I got a shirt. It's super awesome. I actually wore it on stream if you guys saw it.
I didn't.
I'll wear it again soon. It's really cool, and it's like we got to play the game, and the game is like just like Katamari. There's no point to it, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. So go check that out. It's called
something.
I forget what Phenomena. But
Phenomena?
it's like it's spelled Phonomena.
So like somebody who doesn't know how to spell.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So it's called that. Go check that out. It's coming out on PS4 very soon. And then we went and saw another developer who makes a game called Fluxlinger. Which, if you guys are watching on Twitch, stay tuned to that. Coming up in about a week or so, I'll have 3 keys to give away. So we're gonna,
so stay tuned for a whole week.
Yeah, I mean,
just leave it on.
Yeah.
Just leave it on here.
Just leave it on.
We're not necessarily going to be streaming the whole
Stay
time,
tuned.
but you know.
Stay tuned. Yeah, no, literally stay tuned. Like, keep it on there. Don't leave. Don't leave.
Otherwise, no key.
Otherwise, no key. I can tell who's on there. So that happened.
It's an endurance contest.
Luckslinger is all about. It's a Mega Man inspired game. It's all about luck. Actually,
I was like, a Mega Man game.
It's kind of like Mega Man.
It's not real Mega Man.
No, it's not. You wear a bracelet and you have like these luck diamonds that give you luck. So if you have a high amount of luck and you like fall off a cliff, something will actually catch you and bring.
Oh, cool.
So it really depends on that. You can trigger your luck to get like really lucky events and stuff. But we'll be playing that on stream, so check that out. Twitch.tv/danotage. And yeah, so that'll be fun. And that was pretty much the extent of, in like the quick version, I guess it's kind of quick, the extent of E3. It was 40 minutes quick. But
we have time.
Yeah. But it was excellent. Like, that was a good time.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It was fun. Any questions about it? Like, I don't know what I missed. Or what
I don't know. Does anybody else have any questions?
Does anybody have any questions in the chat? We'll start introing the next part while the questions come. So the next part we have coming up is a special interview we did a few months ago, with a awesome, very epic voice actor. So this is one of my favorite interviews actually, because there's something very special that happens in it.
Yeah. Are you gonna play it so we can hear it too? Because
yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Everybody will be able to hear it because we're gonna play it live.
Good.
So that all the streamers.
I remember doing it 7 months ago. I will hear it again.
Yeah. No.
Oh, there's a question.
There's a question. Did you see Mighty Nine? No, I didn't see Mighty Nine. I didn't even know what that is. Were they there? What booth were they? Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen is who we have the interview with, and you'll hear the audio and just pull up a picture so that you guys see who he is. He is the voice of Optimus Prime and so many other voices, but you guys know him. No, because you were actually asking questions.
Right, I was. Had questions.
Yeah, I think he was the guy you had the most questions for.
I asked him about something he didn't remember.
That's right. But yeah, no, so that's going to be super fun. We're going to play that real quick, but we're waiting for some questions to come in. And I'm pulling up a picture.
Super nice guy.
Super nice guy. Very professional, very, very sweet. I don't think had a better. Even though we've had plenty of. Some more mouth music. No. And that's really big. It is a full-on headshot. Boom headshot.
Forehead shot.
Boom headshot.
Still too big.
I'm shrinking it.
Working on it.
Please.
Like he's here with us.
It's like he's right next to us. We're gonna look. He's right in between us. Hey, buddy. Hey. So, what do you say? Let's see. Do we have any more questions? Because we're gonna get into it. No more questions.
No more questions.
We're gonna
anybody?
Last chance.
Anybody?
Going once.
Anybody?
Going twice.
No. We're done.
Anybody live in the live audience have any questions?
No, they
how
don't.
was it interviewing Peter
They
Cullen?
don't have.
I feel like
No, they don't. They don't have any questions.
I feel like Sandy asked a question.
No,
and,
they didn't have any questions. There were no questions.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay, moving on. Okay, so let's just play the interview. I will turn us off so that we can talk crap about our audience. Okay, so you guys can still hear us, but we're gonna play the audio for the interview about.
This is formal.
Dan,
Well,
how are you?
Hi, I'm Terry.
Hi, Terry. And who are we with?
Go.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going? So welcome to the Dan Sucks podcast. I happen to be Dan.
Hey, Dan.
It's called the Dan Sucks podcast because I get to meet people like you, and I go outside and they say, "Hey, you kind of suck for that." You know that, right? And my co-host Terry. So
Hey,
we get to interview fantastic people like yourself.
Well, thank you.
We know you've been on some really, really cool stuff. So you don't quite fit in the chair because you're a giant robot right now. I just want the audience to know that. We have Optimus Prime sitting in with us.
It is a little uncomfortable. I will manage.
Very nice. But we wanted to talk to you about some of the stuff that I'm a huge fan of. I love Eeyore. Eeyore is one of my favorite characters I think I've ever seen. And so what's it like switching from somebody who is an amazing leader and has a script of power and like just I gotta do everything because I'm the best in the world to Eeyore, who's just like I'm just this guy on the side and you know I'm doing my thing and just kind of leave me alone.
They're so very different, and it's not really a challenge. You know, they're so opposite. But Eeyore is fun to do. I mean, he's so laid back. There's nothing. Yeah, he doesn't take impact punches or. Gets in big fights. He's just, hello, thanks for noticing. Not that anybody cares, mind you. Hello, Pooh. Hello, Prime. What are you doing here, Eeyore? Oh, nothing. Just looking for thistles. What is a thistle, Eeyore? Oh, never mind.
Very nice. That was awesome. Terry, you had something in mind. What is your favorite thing? I know you're a big fan of this guy.
So there was a show that you did, and it was like 20 episodes, and nobody I've ever talked to has heard of it, but it's called Pirates of Darkwater. It was so good. I just wanted to bring it up.
I thought
it was great.
I gotta describe Mr. Cullen's face. It was very surprising, like deep cut.
Yeah, Pirates of Darkwater. I mean, I'm really having to toe in the line to bring that back in my mind. Yeah. Well, let me start by asking you, Terry. How long ago was it?
That show came out in like 93, I think.
No wonder I can't remember.
I just used to watch it on TV, and I was like, this is the best show. There needs to be more of this, and there wasn't.
Well,
it's because you have an odd taste, Terry, but it's awesome.
Yeah, there must be. I liked it, so I'm a fan.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'll go into the archives and see if I can find out for myself what the demise was. However,
oh, there we go. We have some pictures.
We have pictures.
Right hot off the press. Yeah.
It's really obscure.
But that's what you're going for, right, Terry?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to mention it because I like it.
Who did I play? I have no idea who I played in that.
Well, so you've been playing this character for so long, Optimus Prime, and so being able to transform and take this character from back to the 80s to what we have now. Don't want me. What kind of things go through your head when you're talking about evolving something and again, I'm going to use it again, transforming a single character into something that's new and something that we see today? Because I know I watched Transformers all my life, and I know that they're not the same exact character.
Well, don't forget now, when you say all my life, I did 2 seasons. I did, or how many shows, I don't know. 1984, 1985, and then I was killed off in the movie in 1986.
Right.
And then I was
Which
only
is a sad
asked
day.
back after, to do the first movie in the Michael Bay Hasbro company with Paramount. And that was 2000. That started in 2006. So we're talking more than 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And quite frankly, I had all but forgotten about Optimus Prime until I would say 97 when I went to my first convention in Rochester, New York.
Right.
At the behest of my daughter, Claire. And I was not convinced at all that there was any popularity with Prime or Transformers. I didn't know. I had no connection. Until I went to Rochester and was shockingly surprised at the reaction that I received, such heart-warming applause. It took me back. So that would be 97. So I wasn't really entirely involved with Optimus Prime at all, for all those years. So, and
Jay's in the background distracting people.
Yeah,
that's.
It amazes me that it has lasted that long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it may amaze you, but I don't think it amazes anybody in this room because Optimus Prime was that character. He was that character that resonated with all of us. He's who we wanted to be. He was our hero.
Yeah, and not surprisingly for me as well, because I wanted to be like my brother, and I was just doing my brother. Larry,
interesting.
Larry was an officer in the Marine Corps, fought in Vietnam, and he was decorated several times. And he's the reason that I interpreted Optimus Prime was a direct result of Brother Larry and his Marine Corps experience, his leadership, and his strength and courage. We were 13 months apart. He was always my hero. Mm-hmm. And, especially when we were kids, he was 6 inches taller, and he, football player, Marine, teacher, writer, builder, and he had a great influence on my psyche, and I emulated him. We even boxed in the ring together.
Wow.
In schools when the Cullen brothers, 6 inches taller.
That's a movie right there.
And he had a nose that if you just tapped it, it would bleed. I would take advantage of that. He'd be whopping me, and I'd be hurting, bad. But the crowd would be behind me because I just jab him up, on the nose, and it would bleed. And I was beating the crap out of him. But on the contrary, he was. But Larry was my guy. He's the guy that I looked up to, and so I'm with you. I look up to Prime as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know I can talk to you for hours. I really, really can. But before I let you go, because I know you have to get to dinner, and we have been doing this con literally all day, so I think we all need a little bit of rest.
Well, we were at a television station early this morning doing a live show.
Oh, right, yeah.
But, so we started early too.
No, so we're all understand. But before I go, so as you know, this show is called the Dan Sucks Podcast, and I would be kicking myself if I didn't ask you to, if you can do in your favorite voice, or Eeyore if you don't want to pick one, tell Dan that he sucks. I know. It's if you don't want to, I totally understand. It's something we do to our favorite guests.
You suck, Dad. No, I still can't understand the last part of your show. Dan, what show?
Dan Sucks.
Aha, I was right.
you got it. No, it's a double take. I understand, but yeah, you got it.
You're listening to Dan Sucks Show. God help you.
Oh, yes. We got it. All right, that's a wrap. We're done. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. That was fun. Thanks, Derek.
And that was...
As you can hear, that interview drew a crowd in the room towards the end of it. Everybody stopped what they were doing and kind of came over and started listening to what
Yeah.
he was talking about.
No. Well, he
Yeah, he
had like
did.
a full posse with it.
But I mean, we were in the press room and there were other, press people.
Nobody
part
else
of the
did an
room.
interview.
And they all finished what they were doing and came over
Yeah.
and just listened. Like,
Well, right, yeah.
it was weird.
But what was funny about that is he was the number one guest there. But
Yeah.
that was an exclusive interview.
Was it?
We were the only ones that interviewed them.
And we waited 7 months to put it out, too.
Well, yeah, but we did that. I mean, not on purpose, but not on accident, really. I wanted to wait on.
Well, yeah, we wanted to wait on it. We just
We
accidentally
waited a little bit too
bit
long. Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. So.
Hey, everybody who just got a loot crate got an Optimus.
Yeah.
So it's timely.
Yeah, it was. That was freaking awesome. So that was our E3 recap. That was our welcome back, where we've been here for way too long, and that was our Peter Cullen interview. So I think next week do this again.
Yeah, probably.
Do this again, maybe the same day, same time.
We might do. Yeah, next week we can do this, and then we can play something after.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We can do. Yeah, we'll do a double stream.
Yeah. Well, and like we're doing.
So yeah. So stay tuned, everybody. So this is the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for listening, and if you're listening at home, thank you guys for downloading and recording the
If you're listening
podcast
right now,
and-
you can go ahead and go download it, and you don't have to actually listen to it. But
go download it.
no, I mean when it's out.
But they would have already downloaded it.
But why?
They were listening to it.
Yeah, but they can go download it like again.
I don't think
They don't
that-
have to listen to it again.
from a
but-
different computer.
Right,
From a
well,
different computer. If you're going to download it twice, download it from two
I
different
mean, if they
computers.
download it though, like from iTunes or something, are we still on there?
We're still on iTunes.
Okay, so yeah, download from
You
iTunes.
You can
too.
find us on iTunes. You can find us on Stitcher. You can find us on Spreaker. You can find us on...
Download it from everything.
Sure, download it from everything. That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
It's going to be super cool.
get more hits.
'Cause, yes. So, I think that's... Get more hits, and then people...
Yeah, doesn't that work that way?
I think people have to like us first before we get the hits.
Yeah, but people won't like us until we have hits.
So, we're an infinite loop of failure.
Right.
I think there's a problem.
I think so, too.
I think that is the problem right
I
there.
think so too.
So that is the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll be putting this in post-production. But if you are listening right here on Twitch, stay tuned. We're going to be playing some Dungeons and Dragons.
If you're listening to this not on Twitch, then this is
Well, but if you're not listening to this on Twitch, check us out. Check us out on Twitch. We'll probably be doing this every... We'll announce a schedule. I'll put it on Twitter and stuff. But come check us out because we're going to be doing stuff afterwards, and
Yeah.
you guys can interact with us live.
yeah.
Like how many
If you want,
podcasts?
I guess.
How many podcasts can you actually interact with people live? It's
There's
not.
probably some.
There is some, but not many.
I don't know. I don't know. Then somebody get us the numbers on that.
Get us the numbers. I need those numbers on my desk by Monday. So thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And in the words of Peter Cullen, you're listening to the Dan Suck Show.
Yeah, you just
God
get the
help you.
recording of that for a button.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
But we're gonna count down to the end, and we're gonna play a music. Ready?
not music.
A music.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Why Dan sucks or whatever.